as for writing styles, and I'm very long-winded when I explain myself, but I think it's just the mood and it has to be the right key. And I think I take a lot of my inspiration from Stevie Nicks and Adele
Hmm.
and Carrie Underwood. And I love grunge rock. I love classic rock. So when I'm writing these country songs, I have to hear something edgy in
Yeah,
it.
I was gonna
Yeah.
mention that. Yeah, that's who you are. That's who Jacquie Roar is. It's that edginess in the country, right? Like, and it's not just always classic rock or grungy or almost swampy, right? There's some pop elements here and there too, which I really love from you. And I think maybe that's your Carrie Underwood side, and perhaps. But yeah, I love what you do artistically. Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, and you have the vocals for it all too, right? So like that's a good tool to have.
Yeah, I think it was kind of funny because the session players that I was with last week, I think they're so used to people just coming in and maybe they don't necessarily they're maybe they're green and they haven't really had time to be in the studio and they're not completely vocally developed yet. So when I started singing the tracks, they like stopped and they're like, "Oh, we got a singer in here today." And it was
Yeah,
just kind of
yeah,
funny to like get that validation because you know that they're pros. I
yeah,
had like Keith Urban's guitarist in there, like I was like,
yeah.
that they're pros. So the question is, am I on that level too when I go in there? And to me, I just love the validation of
Yeah, it's got to
having that
feel good.
respect from my peers.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. You talked about compromise earlier, which is something I hear a lot from songwriting rooms, and I feel like the compromise really is, in the way you discussed it, was the balance between commercial and creative, right? Like you have to be relevant and resonate with your audience, but it also has to be something that you truly believe in, right? And that's the creative side of things. But I've also heard so many songwriters say that you have to leave your ego at the door, and that's where your compromise comes in, right? Like you have to go into that songwriting session with open ears and an open heart, really, because the song leads the way. That's something you've had to learn, right, since being in Nashville.
yeah, I would say so. It was kind of a like I said, a growing pain because I
Yeah.
was kind of stubborn. I was with these songwriters in LA with my producer Jason Mater. He set up this whole thing for me, and we're just trying to write syncs. And I'm like, I really want the words to be this, and they're like, that's not commercial enough. They need to be this. And I'm like, who cares about commercial? It should be about from the heart.
Mm-hmm.
And it was an argument almost. And then I had to learn from. I mean, Seth Rieger is the one who kind of just like sat me down and was like, this is how it is, and this is something that you're going to have to learn. And when the way that he talked to me and explained it to me, it made so much more sense to just, it's not about my ego or my heart or whatever. It's like, if you really want your voice to be heard, you have to do it in the way that a listener is going to accept it. It's like if somebody's pointing their finger at you
Mm-hmm.
and saying blah 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 blah, you don't want to listen to that. You want to listen to somebody who's calmly like, this is what's going on, you
Yeah.
know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the same thing with music. And now that I have that, I go into a room and I'm like, hey, let's bust out this song. I have an idea. We can literally write songs in 30 minutes because it's so free flowing between us. And that before it was like 3 hours to get a dang song out of me. So
Yeah, that was just you pushing back, right? Like just you sticking to your guns because you have that attitude, right? Like,
yeah,
yeah, I love
you don't
that.
respect me as an artist, obviously, if
Yep,
you don't think that this is, it's like, no, girl.
yep.
If you're the best writer in the room, you're in the wrong freaking room. Period.
I love that. Great stuff. Yes, I love that so much.